Hi everybody, Laura here for Simon Says Stamp. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've got a sweet project to share with you featuring the Cotton Candy Wishes little mini stamp set and little mini die set along with the Christmas Tangle stencil. So here is the Cotton Candy Wishes stamp set. And do you like cotton candy? I love the imagery. I like cotton candy, but here's the fun thing. I'm going to use this Christmas Tangle stencil in a unique way. Okay, so the Christmas Tangle stencil has all the layers, like 3 stencils to build up Christmas lights. But I thought this one here could be used to make an embossed polka dot background on my panel. So I'm going to be using my Anna Griffin Impress machine, and this is one of those rubber like embossing mats. I don't even know if it's meant for the Impress. It might be for my spellbinders, but I'm going to use it and try to emboss this stencil. So I'm going to take it off camera, run it through my die cutting machine. Now it did kind of, see how it squished the rubber mat almost out? I'm not sure if it was really meant to do that, but it embossed it like butter. So however you do your embossing, it's always like figuring it out. Every time I try to emboss, have you noticed embossing folders have varying thicknesses from different companies, or even the same company, they can vary, and it's always a little bit of a guessing game figuring out how you're going to emboss. But embossing with stencils gave me new life. Okay, we're moving on. By the way, that was a Buttercream panel of cardstock. We're moving on to the cotton candy. So first, this is like a stamp layering stamp set. There's only 2 layers. Actually, there's 3. You can also add a little bit of glitter sparkle to your cotton candy. I'm going to stamp the base with Cheeky ink. I did kind of prep this cotton candy because it's a nice big solid image. So I kind of rubbed it down with an adhesive eraser, cleaned it really well, and then it stamps very nice and smooth. And I will say the Pawsitively saturated inks stamp like butter. Okay, now here's the second layer, and it's just a little detail, little shadow, and I'm going to ink it up again with Cheeky. That tone on tone gives it a little bit of detail without adding a new color. It's not too extremely contrasting. I do stamp it twice to make it nice. Okay, so when this dries, it will smooth out just a little bit. Now I'm going to do a little trick. I'm going to take the die for the cotton candy on the stick and die cut it into a scrap panel of white cardstock. And then I'm going to line this up over my stamped cotton candy. And this helps me know where to exactly stamp the stick. Okay, you could also just die cut your stamped cotton candy and then stamp the stick, but I find I have trouble stamping the stick when it's die cut and you got this itty bitty little die cut stick and you're trying to line up your stamp on it. Because this is a little dinky little stick of a stamp. And I found this was the easier way for me to do it. Sometimes I do this. I die cut something first, lay it over an image so you know exactly where to place that image. I'm stamping the stick with Latte ink. It's a very light, kind of looks like a wooden stick. Actually, I think a cotton candy stick might be white. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had cotton candy on a stick. I usually get cotton candy in a bag. And I don't remember the last time I got cotton candy. You ever bought the cotton candy like at Walmart or at the grocery store and it comes in a tub? It's horrendous. But if you get it at a carnival and it's light and fluffy and it just melts in your mouth. It's probably been a decade. I'm thinking. Now I did use that extra little die cut and I'm going to glue these 2 together. And that's just going to ensure that little stick part is more sturdy. Because sometimes the little stick can get a little flyaway, a little bendy. And when you adhere 2 together, it's nice and sturdy, nice and durable. And then now every once in a while, I don't want to do it every time, but every once in a while I like to strip it up. I'll strip it real good. Okay, I'm sorry, but the jingles flow so easily, it's hard to resist. Now I have a bunch. I believe most of this is Concord Night solid color cardstock. I'm not measuring. I'm just cutting thin strips. I like them to be varied. If you want to measure, be my guest. And I'm going to adhere these all onto a white little panel with tape runner. You could also use glue, but tape runner works well for me. I just do a few rows and then I start adhering the strips. This is where you could really bring in color. You could customize the color. You know I'm going in rainbow order, but you could make this a fallish strip. You could make it all cool tones. You could also strip up pattern paper. It's just a great way because all you have so far is your little polka dotted background, which is cream, and you got your pink cotton candy. Well, I need more color than that. I need more action, more fun. So this is the opportunity to bring in strips of color. I'm trimming out the excess, and I'm going to adhere this on an angle. I'm popping it up with some of that thin Big Mama foam tape. Popping it up on an angle, keeping it hip and trendy. And then I'll flip this over and cut off the excess. This time I'm using my scissors. I love the Spellbinder scissors. Got the big ones, and then you can see I have my little mini Spellbinder scissors. Those are my favorite. And I'll tell you what, when we moved here to Minnesota, I knew those little scissors were so important to me that I packed them in a very special spot, which I forgot what that was. So it's been a month, and I thought, I'm going to have to rebuy those little scissors. And then my husband, he's like, have you been looking for these? He found them in a Ziploc bag. And I was like, I've been looking for those scissors for a month. There's a few things in the move that have gone missing. One is my favorite tomato serrated kitchen knife. And I know I packed that thing. It's a very nice, like a Wusthof, inexpensive tomato knife. By the way, I'm blabbing away. I stamped a sentiment, Sweet Wishes, which is also in the Cotton Candy Wishes stamp set. Die cut it, popping it up on that angle, adding a few of these little clear drops, kind of framing the sentiment, tying it all in. And there you have this fun cotton candy card, stripped up, polka dotted, ready for any occasion. It's great for a birthday, but it's also great just to send sweet wishes. So I'm trying to find my tomato knife. I also need to find the remote for my treadmill. Guess I'm going to have to walk outside until I can turn on the treadmill. Sending you some sweet wishes today. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.
Hi there, I'm Heidi, Simon's mama and founder at simonsaysstamp.com. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you like what you just saw, be sure to press the thumbs up and subscribe to see more great content.